Founded in 1949 as a bulwark against Soviet aggression, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization remains the pillar of U.S. Europe military cooperation. An expanding bloc of NATO allies has taken on a broad range of missions since the close of the Cold War, many well beyond the Euro-Atlantic region in countries such as Afghanistan and Libya. Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, a non-member in early 2022, has shaken Europe's security architecture and prompted a major re-evaluation of NATO members' foreign policies and defense commitments. The threat from Russia has pushed some longtime NATO partners, namely Finland and Sweden, to seek full membership. Finland acceded to the alliance in April 2023. At present, NATO has 31 member countries. In this video, we'll show you the most powerful of them. So, sit back, subscribe to our channel, and get ready to see the top strongest NATO countries. Canada. The Canadian Armed Forces consist of the Army, Air Force, and Navy. The personnel belongs either to the regular force or the reserve force. Currently, the Canadian Armed Forces have approximately 68,000 personnel in the regular force and 27,000 reservists. There is some debate in the country about Canada's need for more regular and reserve forces. Presently, Canada possesses one of the smallest reserve forces globally, and the country's territory is too vast to adequately defend its interests. A larger and more powerful military force could make Canada more influential in the international arena. Greece. Due to the potential military confrontation with Turkey, Greece stands out from the general NATO trend of moving away from conscription. Estimates suggest that the regular army in Greece comprises 130,000 to 170,000 personnel, ranking it 9th in Europe in terms of size. The modern Greek army consists of 3 branches: the Army, Navy, and Air Force. The Supreme Joint War Headquarters of National Defense is the highest military authority in Greece. The largest branch is the Army, which includes 4 Army Corps and 2 commands. The Greek armed forces are quite significant but considered archaic, insufficiently trained, and underfunded. Thus, it is challenging to assess their real potential. Spain. The Spanish armed forces comprise the Army, Navy, and Air Force. Despite its relatively small size, the Spanish Army is considered one of the strongest in Europe, with a long history, and service in the armed forces is considered prestigious, requiring a rigorous selection process. In 1982, the kingdom joined NATO, where it holds a significant position and participates in numerous peacekeeping missions. Since 2002, the Spanish Army has transitioned to a contract-based system, abandoning conscription and significantly reducing its ranks. Joining the Spanish Army is highly challenging due to the immense competition for soldier and sailor positions. Applicants undergo a competitive selection process, considering physical fitness and general knowledge. Interestingly, women are accepted into the Spanish Armed Forces on equal terms with men, comprising nearly 15% of the forces. Poland. The Polish armed forces, positioning themselves as the eastern outpost of NATO, consist of approximately 100,000 military personnel, slightly over 1,000 tanks, and 98 combat aircraft. Despite significant spending on the military, around 2% of the GDP as required by NATO, the Polish army largely relies on outdated equipment. For instance, its main battle tanks are PT-91, a modernized version of the Soviet T-72. The Polish forces also use German-made Leopards from the 1970s for armored personnel carriers, contributing to their diminished combat readiness. The organization of the Polish armed forces also negatively affects their combat capability. Numerous unattached units within the Polish forces undermine the overall defense capability of the country. Italy. The Italian army comprises the Army, Navy, and Air Force, and since 2001, the Carabinieri have been added as another branch of the armed forces. The total personnel number is around 150,000. The Army consists of several divisions and brigades, including mountain infantry, armored units, and more. Bersaglieri, or marksmen, deserve special mention as an elite infantry unit known for its high mobility. Since 2005, the Italian Army only accepts professional soldiers and volunteers into its ranks. The Italian Navy has historically outpaced other branches of the armed forces in terms of development, including shipbuilding and technology. Their fleet includes state-of-the-art submarines, destroyers, and unique aircraft carriers equipped with air defense and anti-ship missiles. Germany. The Bundeswehr is divided into a military part and a civilian part with Armed Forces Administration. The military part of the Federal Defense Forces consists of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Support Service, Medical Service, Cyber, and Information Service. Currently, the Bundeswehr has around 190,000 active duty personnel. Despite spending $49 billion, the Bundeswehr ranks among the top 10 best-financed armed forces globally, even though military expenditures remain at 1.3% of the national GDP, well below NATO's 2% target. Germany aims to expand its army to around 203,000 personnel by 2025 to better fulfill new responsibilities. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom was a founding member of NATO in 1949, with Ernest Bevin a vital cog in the original alliance, so it's not a surprise that the UK possesses one of the strongest, technologically advanced, and modern armed forces in the world. The British Army is referred to by various names related to the country or its royal status. The most common term is the Royal Armed Forces. According to the Ministry of Defence of the UK, the country ranks second in the world in terms of military expenditures, even though its army's personnel is only 180,000 strong. The main portion of the military budget is allocated to scientific research in engineering and technology. Turkey. The Turkish armed forces consist of subordinate commands to the General Staff, including the land forces, Navy, Air Force, and in peacetime, they are under the command of the Ministry of Interior. In case of a general mobilization, they fall under the corresponding main commands of the Gendarmerie and Coast Guard. The regular military personnel number 660,000, with an equal number in the reserve. The armed forces have around 70,000 units of military equipment, 265 ships, and approximately 2,000 aircraft. USA. The U.S. Armed Forces are equipped with all modern means of conducting military operations and maintain a high level of combat readiness. Their active duty personnel exceed 2 million, with 250,000 units of automotive and armored vehicles, 200 spacecraft, 13,000 aircraft, 500 oceanic ships, and vessels. As the most economically and militarily powerful nation in the world, the United States continues to increase its military potential, viewing the armed forces as the most effective instrument for achieving foreign policy objectives and ensuring national security. According to the U.S. Constitution, the Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Armed Forces is the President. He has the authority to declare a state of emergency, order partial mobilization, and issue commands for military action. The President exercises control through the Department of Defense with the assistance of the National Security Council. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. What do you think is the most powerful country in NATO, and which countries do you believe should join the organization? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. See you soon.